Today, we're diving into a film that understands the power of suggestion, the terror of the unknown, and the profound isolation of being utterly, terrifyingly alone. Brian Duffield's No One Will Save You, a movie that doesn't just ask if aliens exist, but asks what happens when they come for you, and the world simply doesn't care. This isn't your typical alien invasion flick. There's no grand military response. Instead, we're thrust into the claustrophobic world of Bryn, played with remarkable, almost balletic intensity by Caitlin Dever. Bryn is an outcast, a pariah in her own town, living in a beautifully isolated, yet deeply lonely house. And it's in this profound loneliness that the film finds its unsettling genius. Bryn's life is a meticulously constructed facade. Her miniature town, her letters to a long-lost friend, her silent routines, they're all coping mechanisms for a past event that has irrevocably shaped her. She's a character steeped in grief and guilt, and Dever conveys all of this without uttering a single, solitary word for the entirety of the film. The aliens aren't just invaders, they're reflections of Bryn's own isolation and her inability to communicate her deepest fears. The film strips away her safe spaces one by one, forcing her to confront not just the extraterrestrial threat, but also the unresolved trauma that haunts her. Imagine being truly, irrevocably alone against an unknown enemy. Your neighbors shun you, the authorities are unresponsive, and every attempt to seek help is met with suspicion or outright hostility. This isn't just about fighting aliens, it's about fighting to be believed, to be seen, to be understood. The film uses this isolation to its advantage, amplifying every creak, every shadow, every fleeting glimpse of the alien invaders. And speaking of the invaders, they're not here for grand destruction. They're here for something far more insidious. They want to integrate, to control, to understand. And it's this almost scientific, clinical approach to invasion that makes them so terrifying. What No One Will Save You does brilliantly is force us to empathize with Bryn even before we fully understand her past. Her fear is palpable, her desperation relatable. We become invested in her survival, not just because she's facing aliens, but because she's fighting for a fragile sense of self, a desperate yearning for peace that has been violently interrupted. The film also plays with the concept of collective consciousness and free will. As the invasion progresses, the lines between individual and collective blur. The townspeople, once hostile, become something else entirely. It's a chilling commentary on conformity, on the dangers of groupthink, and the terrifying prospect of losing your individuality to a larger, unseen force. And this brings us to the core of the film's emotional punch. Bryn's journey isn't just about fighting off aliens. It's about confronting her own demons. The aliens, in a strange way, become a catalyst for her atonement, her struggle to find forgiveness, both for herself and from others. The silent battles she fights throughout the film are as much internal as they are external. The ending of No One Will Save You is deliberately ambiguous, yet profoundly resonant. It leaves you with questions, with a lingering sense of unease, but also with a strange sense of catharsis. It suggests that salvation doesn't always come from external forces, but from within, that sometimes the only one who can save you is yourself.
What do you think about the lack of dialogues? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.